Hello, Trinity family. Pastor Nick here answering another one of your questions. This is something that I love to do as senior pastor, is just to help give you a peek behind the curtain as to why we do what we do here at Trinity. And one of the questions that I've heard from a number of people is the question, what is it that our site pastors do if they're not preaching live every weekend? Well, in short, what our site pastors are responsible for is they're responsible for leading their locations in discipleship, outreach, and leadership multiplication. But let me explain why that is so important as a focus. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Preaching every week is a big task. Because to preach well, it involves taking an ancient text, applying it to modern times in ways that point people to Jesus. That is no small feat. It is a hard task that requires a lot of time, energy, focus, and research. And I know many pastors who easily can spend 20 to 35 hours of their week just trying to get ready for Sunday morning. But what that means is that they're not as free and available to really focus on discipling their people and leading them in outreach. This is something we knew when we first went multi-site. If you remember back to our early days in 2010 as a multi-site church, our site pastors rarely preached at all. At most, it was once a quarter. And the reason why is because they were busy focusing on their people. They were spending time coaching small group leaders and training volunteer teams, recruiting new people, leading new member classes, baptizing, meeting with new parents, visiting people in their hospitals and their homes, bringing them communion, helping their sites find ways to engage their wider community, and so on and so forth, because those are also vitally important tasks for ministry and mission. And so that is what our site pastors are tasked with doing. And it's the reason why we have one communicator each weekend, because it allows that one communicator to focus on the central message to preach to all of our campuses so that we're learning together, but it also frees up our other pastors to lead their locations in discipleship, outreach, and leadership multiplication. And let me tell you, your site pastors are busy at work doing just that. Pastor Eric is currently leading a team at Galewood that's focused on reaching out to their wider community in new ways and meeting the needs of the wider Galewood community, growing his site and reaching new people in ways that connect them to Jesus. Pastor Paul is working with us out here in the suburbs to revamp our care ministry so that we are caring for the members of our congregation and providing for them in their times of need. He's also working with our community impact team to help our people not just talk about mission, but live out the mission in ways that serve our wider community. And that's not to mention all the other responsibilities that they carry as well. It's one of the ways that we together as a staff team, as a pastoral staff team, are sharing the burden of, yes, teaching, but also discipling, of, yes, preaching, but also leading people in outreach. And it really is a joy to be able to watch as our pastors each use their gifts in ways that further the mission and bless the people that we're called to disciple and the people that we're called to reach with the good news of Jesus Christ. So that's just a little bit about how we work together as a team, and it is a joy to watch as we get to use our different gifts in ways that advance the mission of helping people look, live, and love more like Jesus.